Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Skeletons. I hope you all are doing fine, and today we are going to solve this problem, largest sum contiguous subarray. Okay, so first of all, let's understand that what is actually asked in this problem. So in this problem you are given an array and you need to return the largest possible sum that you can get by considering any subarray, contiguous subarray from the given array. Okay, so we will see how first of all let's understand what is actually contiguous subarray. Okay, so I will do this in a new page. Suppose you have this array -1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 also. Okay, suppose this is the array given to you. Okay, now contiguous subarray means that all the elements that you considered, suppose you pick a bunch of elements from this array, then all those elements must be in a contiguous fashion. Okay, let me give you an example. Suppose you take 2, 3 and 4. Suppose you take 2, 3 and 4. Now this is a contiguous subarray because 2, 3 and 4 all are contiguous, all are arranged in a contiguous manner in this array, in the original array. Similarly you can take suppose you take 4 and 5 only, so this is also contiguous. Now suppose you take -1, 3 and 4. Okay, now -1, 3 and 4 is not contiguous, subarray, because you pick -1 and after that you pick 3 and then you pick 4. So you jumped over this element 2, which is not allowed. You cannot jump over element. Contiguous subarray means that you have to take contiguous elements. Okay, so I hope you understood that what is contiguous subarray. Okay, now let me tell you that what is asked in this particular problem. So in this particular problem you need to give the maximum sum that you can get from any contiguous subarray. Okay, so let me write down all the subarrays that are possible. So -1 is one of the subarray, -1 and 2 is another one, -1, 2, 3 is also a subarray, -1, 2, 3, 4, -1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wait, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this 5 for now, so that I will have less number of contiguous subarrays, so that I can explain you quickly. Okay, after that we are done with all the subarrays that are starting with -1. Now we will pick -2. So the subarrays are sorry, not -2 but +2. So 2, 3, 2, only 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, similarly we have 3, 3, 4 and 4. Okay, so these are all the contiguous possible subarrays from this original array. Okay, now if you write down all the sum that are possible from all these elements, then what these sums are going to be, the sum is going to be -1, here the sum is going to be +1. Now 3 plus 2, 5, 5 minus 1, 4. Now 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 2, 9 and 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay, similarly for these three the sum is 2, 5, 9. The sum is 3, 7 and 4. Okay, now out of all these sum, the maximum is this one, 9. 9 is the maximum possible sum, and therefore for this particular input our answer is going to be 9. Now which subarray we took for this particular answer is this subarray 2, 3, 4. If we take this contiguous subarray, then it is going to give us a sum of 9, which is maximum. Okay, so I hope you now understood that what is contiguous subarray, what is asked in this problem, and how we are considering the max sum. Okay, that is, we are going to take the contiguous subarray, we calculate the sum, and that's it. Okay, so now, okay, so we are done with this. Now let's look at these test cases. So this is example 1, this is example 2. Now in this particular test case, the answer is 16. The element are -2, 2, 3, -1, 5, 7, -7. Okay, now if you take only these elements, if you consider this contiguous subarray, then this is going to give us a sum of 16, which is the answer. Okay, now there are so many contiguous subarrays you can make out of this, like -2, -2, 2, -2, 2, 3. Okay, like this there are many, but this particular contiguous subarray is going to give us a maximum sum. Similarly, if you look at this particular subarray, then this whole array we will consider, because if you take any other subarray, then it is not going to give us a sum which is greater than 9. So we will take this particular subarray. However, we need not to return the subarray or the starting or ending index of the subarray or anything like that. We only need to return the sum, the maximum sum that we can get. Okay, so now let's look at the solution. Okay, so the first solution that we are going to look at is a brute force, or you can say the naivest solution that you can think for this particular problem. Okay, so I will take one example, and the example I am going to take is -1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now how we are going to do is we are going to iterate this array, and for each iteration, for each index, we are again going to iterate all the possible contiguous subarray that we can make from that element. Like suppose we run two loops I and we run loop j. Now when I is here, the j will run all over the array. Okay, when I will come here, the j will run all over this part. When I will come here, the j will run all over this part, and I will come, j will run there. So while doing this, we will get all the contiguous subarray. Okay, let me show you. Suppose we have -1, then we have -1, 2, then we have -1, 2, 3, 4, then we have we are done with -1. Okay, so we are done with -1. Now I will move to 2. Now for 2 we have 2, 2, 3 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we are done with 2. Now for 3. So I hope you understood that our outer loop is going to run from for I 0 to n. Okay, and inner loop is going to run from I plus 1, or not I plus 1 but I to n. Okay, I to n. Okay, so in this way, this is how we are going to achieve this, and the time complexity is big O of n square for this particular solution. And at each, okay, so also how we are going to keep track of the sum. This is also very important. Okay, so I think I should show you the code straightforward, because this is not a very there is no much explanation needed in this particular solution. So we will go to the code. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's move to the code. Okay, so if you look at this code, then this is my method, and we will look at this function only, because in the main I am doing nothing. I am just taking a variable n, I am taking the array, that's it. I am doing nothing. I am calling this method, and that method is going to return me a long value. I am taking long because the answer can be more than can move out of the range of the integer. I'm doing it in C++. If you are in Python, you need not to worry about that. If you are in Java, you need to worry about that. So there are certain languages that have that restrictions. So let me take actually, okay, so in this particular, you can see that we take, wait a minute, okay, so here look at this thing. We are taking two variables. Now one of the variable is max so far. Now this max so far is actually our answer. Okay, this max so far is actually our answer, or you can say that this is our final result that we are going to return. And we have max now. Now what this max now is going to do? What this max now is going to do is, when we move, suppose we have this array -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now when we are moving in this array, at each point we are moving, the max now will include max now. Whenever we change the I, this max now will become 0. Okay, this max now will become 0, and then for all the contiguous subarrays that are starting with 2, we will include the elements. Okay, and at each stage we are going to check that if that element is maximum, if that element is greater than the max so far that we have now, and we will update the max so far, and at the end we will return the max so far. I hope you understood the concept behind this particular very simple solution. Nothing we are doing, we are just generating all the test cases with this ON square loop, ON square solution. And I also told you that every time we start a new I, we are making our max now 0, because we are starting a new contiguous subarray. Suppose like we have -1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now suppose we are done with this. Suppose we are done with I is equal to 0. Now we move to I is equal to 1. Now as soon as we move to I is equal to 1, we are going to look at these contiguous subarray 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the sum is going to be 2, the sum is going to be 5, the sum is going to be 9. Okay, so every time, suppose initially we take 0, but then we add that value here. Okay, add that value here, and then we check. Similarly for 5 we check, similarly for 9 we check, and at each stage we will check if that value is greater than max so far, and we update that, and finally we return. Okay, so now let me clear all of this, and let's run the code to understand this very simple thing. Okay, so So I have the test case -1 2 3 -1 2. Okay, and when I run this, you will see that the answer I got is 6. Okay, now we can suppose I change this -1 to 5. Now in this case, the answer that I am going to get is 2 plus 5 is equal to 7, 7 plus 3 10, and 12. 12 is going to be the answer. Okay, so you can see that 12 is the answer. Similarly, suppose we make this also plus, then the answer is going to be 13. The answer is going to be 13. Okay, so I hope you are okay with this particular solution, big O of n square solution, but the time complexity is not very good. The time complexity of this particular solution is not very good. So let's look at an efficient solution. Okay, so now this solution is going to work in time big O of n. Now big O of n, which is linear time complexity, is a very good solution, and this solution is also known as Kadhane's algorithm. This algorithm is also known as Kadhane's algorithm. So now what we are going to do in this particular algorithm, let me write down a simple example. Suppose we have -1 2 3 4 -5 and 7. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to maintain two things. One is max now and other is max so far. And initially what I am going to do is I am going to, wait a minute, I should write this a bit smaller. And what I am going to do, initially what I am going to do is I am going to make both these values equal to first element. Okay, first element of this array. Now what we are going to do, we are going to iterate over this array, and at each point we will check that whether we should add up with the previous sum, that is the sum that we are getting previously in the left or the max now that we have now, or we need to start of our own. For example, suppose initially we have max now is equal to -1. Okay, so we are done with -1. We will start with first index. Now we have 2. Now this value 2 will make a decision that whether when I will add up with max now, my value will be 2 minus 1, my value, the overall value will become 1. Okay, the overall value will become 1. Okay, because -1 plus 2 is equal to 1. Okay, that is going to happen. But if I start my own, then I will have a value 2. So which is bigger? The value 2 is bigger. So we will exclude this and we will change this to 2. And every time we make a decision, we change max now, we will also check that is max so far lesser than max now. As you can see, the 2 is greater than -1, so we will also update this 2. Okay, now we'll move to this 3. Now when we will move to this 3 will also make a decision. This 3 will make a decision that whether I should start my own subarray, or I should move with the previous subarray. So you can see that previous subarray is giving us a sum of 2. Okay, and if this 3 adds up with the 2, we will get 5. Okay, we will get 5. Okay, and if it starts of its own, then it will have 3 only, but 5 is greater than 3. So what it will do, it will add up with 2. So this subarray will continue, so it will change to 5. Okay, and this will also change to 5. Now similarly it will move to 4. Now 4 will also again add up with 5, because 4 plus 5 is going to be 9, which is greater than 4 itself. So it will become 9. Okay, and it will also become 9. Now this is -5. Now there comes a very interesting part. There is a -5. Now what this -5 will do? This -5 is already very low value. Okay, this -5 is already a very low value, and this -5 has no it will of course check that if I get added up with 9, my value will become what? 9 minus 5, which is 4. My value is going to be +4. Okay, my value is going to be +4. And if I start a subarray of my own, then the value is going to be just -5. So what is better for this value? The better for this value is to add its own value to the max now. So this value is going to be 4. Okay, this value is going to be 4 now, because 9 minus 5 is going to be 4. Okay, so currently you can see that we have this particular subarray. Okay, now we move to 7. Now this max so far will not update. Because max so far value is 9, and here the max now value is 4, which is smaller, so we will not update max so far. Okay, now when we move to 7, this 7 will think that if I start a new subarray, then the value is going to be 7 only. But if I add up with 4, the value is going to be 7 plus 4, which is 11. Now 11 is of course greater than 7, so this will add up. So this will add up, and 11 is also greater than 9, so this will become 11, and 11 is our answer. And this particular algo is known as Kadhane's algorithm, and this is going to work for all the possible test cases. Okay, so I hope you understood. You can also think this as if you want any real life example in order to understand this particular thing, you can think like this. See, you can think like this. Okay, suppose all these values, suppose let me index them 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these values are indexed. Okay, and suppose all these are generations. Suppose this is a family tree. I'm just giving an example, okay, so that you understand it in the form of a real life example. You can say that this is the first family generation, this is second family generation, this is third family generation, similarly this is fourth, this is fifth, and this is sixth family generation. Now whenever a new family generation start, that family generation will think that whether I should keep my own money. Now suppose these values are money. Now they will think that whether I should keep my own money or I should add my money with my previous generation. Okay, now suppose this second generation has a money equal to 2. Okay, 2. Now why it should add its money with -1? Suppose the first generation is at a loan, that's why its value is negative. Now why it should add its money with the -1? Because if it does that, then it is going to have a value 1, which is not good, so it will start its own. Okay, similarly this 3 will add with 2 because it is going to have profit, because 3 plus 2 is 5. Similarly 3 plus 2 plus 4, they are going to be happy. Now this -5, now this -5 will think that if I do not add my money with my previous generations, then I am going to be in debt, or I am going to have a low value, which is -5. But if I add with them, then I am going to have 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 minus 5. I am going to have a 4 value, which is plus 4 is better than -5. So they will add, and similarly 7 will also add with them. So they together will have a value of 9. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now you must be thinking one thing. You must be thinking that why we added this -5? Why we added this -5? I will give you the example. Suppose you have this array. Suppose you have -7, 2, 3, 1. Suppose this is -1, -1, 4, and -8. Okay. So what do you think is going to be the answer? The answer is going to be this sub-array. Why this sub-array? Because suppose you take 2 and 3 only, then you are going to get 5. Suppose you take 4 only, then you are going to get only 4. And suppose you take 2, 3 and 4, which you can't do that because it is not a contiguous subarray. You can't take 2, 3 and 4. You can't skip this -1. You have to take this -1. And when you take this -1, the value that you are going to get is 3 plus 2, 5, 5 minus 1, 4, 4 plus 4, 8. 8 is going to be the answer, and it is the maximum one. Okay, so that's why sometimes when we are not sometimes but always when we are moving, the only thing that we check is it good to start a new one from here or not. That is, we check if a of I is greater than max now. Okay, this is the only thing that we are going to check. Okay, this is important. Okay, so now it's time to look at the code. Okay, so this is the Kadhane's algorithm. Okay, so wait a minute. So in this particular, look at this. So in this particular, what we are going to do, max so far and max now, these are going to be the same. The first element, we start from 1. Okay, and at each point, what we do, we check that is the current element greater than ai plus max now. That is, if this element adds it up or adds its value to the max now, then if that value is greater, if its value is greater, then we are going to start a new subarray, and max now is going to be the current element. And if it is not true, suppose we have 2, 3, 4. Now suppose we are at 4. Now currently what our max now will hold? Now our max now will hold 5. Now 4 will check. Is my value greater than 4 plus 5? No, it is not. 9 is greater than 4. So we will add it up. And if it is not true, suppose we had like -2, -3 and 7. Now max now, what max now is going to be? Max now is going to be -5. Okay, now 7 will not add its value with -5, because if it does that, then the value is going to be 2 only, but 7 can have a 7 value which is greater. if it starts its own subarray. So what we will do in that case, we start a new one. But in this type of case, when the value should be added, then we will do max now plus is equal to ai, and at each addition we also check that is this value, is the current value that we have, is the greater than max so far, and if it is, we will update, and finally we have our answer. Okay, so we are done with Kadane's algorithm also. We are done with this particular problem. Okay, so now let's actually run this particular test case. So this is a simple test case. If you run this, then you are going to get 13 only. Now let me take another test case. Now if you run this, what you will get? You will get 12. Okay, you will get 12 because we will not include this -1, because when we get this 2 will start its own subarray, because it will not add with this -1. Okay, now similarly, suppose you have this -1 2 3 -1 2. Now in that case, our answer is going to be 6, because we will take this one. Okay, this one, because we will this 2 will not add with this -1, but this 2 this 3 will add with this 2, so we are going to have 5. Now this -1 will add with this 5. Okay, so we will have 4. Now 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 is our answer. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, so goodbye, have a nice day, and take care.